Good evening.
Good evening, people.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
This is Randall and Diane Breaux here in the beautiful city of Prescott, Arizona. We are your #1 top team in terms of service, connections, helping you find the right place. And we would love, if you're coming to visit and you find a great place, we want to talk about something that could happen and you might think about. And we're going to tell you why it's not always the best idea.
Not always the best idea. That is post-possession.
Post-possession.
So post-possession sounds like a technical term. Basically what that means is if you are selling your house and your house is closed, it's no longer your house,
right?
But you want to keep some of your stuff in the house after you've closed. That is post-possession. And it's kind of a bad idea. Just in terms of lawsuits, so there are millions of homes that are bought and sold every year. You know, when you've got that much going on, everything happens at some point. And people have just found that in transactions where there was post-possession, it can lead to some crazy lawsuits.
It can be pretty scary. So a lot of people are like, oh, we really like the seller and the seller really likes the buyer. It's a great idea. Would you mind, you know, or sometimes the seller says, I'd like to stay in the house for 2 months after you buy. And some sellers even will say, I won't even charge you, you know, rent.
Rent, yeah.
But I still want to stay here.
Yes.
And some people are fine with that. I and my broker, not a good idea.
Yeah.
It can work. It can be very, very scary. And even the best buyer-seller relationship can go sour fast.
Yes.
And then if that seller is still keeping all of their things in the house, or you're keeping your things in the house, and you're like, I could have sworn I left that jewelry box.
Yeah.
Where is it now?
Where is it now?
Yeah, you would be surprised. Or God forbid, there's a Mother Nature comes along and the roof starts leaking and your beautiful artwork that you had left stored there gets damaged.
Yeah.
I mean, it just opens a whole can of worms that can be really, really bad. And, you know, sometimes we try to explain this to clients. They don't want to hear it. They're like, but they're friendly. We're good. We're good. We have a good working relationship. Yeah. You'd be surprised how fast that can go south.
Yeah. Well, if you have a seller that, let's say we want to close and the seller wants to stay there a month or 2 months, you can fix that, right? So that is essentially a short-term lease. You can do an official lease. It is a legal document. And they're the only people who are in the house, only their possessions are in the house. And you've got a legal document that is a contract. By the way, you need to have some consideration, even if it's just
money.
$1.
Yeah, you can never say free
you
or
can't
zero.
say free because
not a good practice.
Yeah, and the reason why is it's not a valid contract if there's no consideration. So that's just a technical.
Even if you just
thing.
put $100.
Yeah, even $100.
Then you come to terms. You know, that's fine.
There has to be some consideration for the contract to be valid. You've got a contract in place. There's only one party in the house. There's only one party's possessions in the house. That's workable. We could do that even if it's just a week or a few days.
Absolutely.
You can do a very short-term lease and you can make that work. Maybe not so good is the buyer moves in and you still have possessions of the seller there. Technically,
you can never go by a handshake. We're good friends, right?
Yeah.
This was a good transaction. Let's just shake hands. We would never, as professionals, and as one of the top professionals in the city, not a good practice.
Not a good practice. You know,
always have something legal in place.
Yeah, you leave something, you spill coffee on it, or you know, technically from a legal standpoint, anything that is left in the house after close becomes the buyer's. You know, if you don't move it, it's theirs. So as a seller, you should understand that. As a buyer, you know, you have their possessions in your house and something happens to it, you may see them in court.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. So, you know, when we kind of say, hey, I wouldn't do that. am not comfortable with that. I've never heard of a 0 free rent back for 2 months. It's not that we don't want to help you. I mean, we'll make it happen, but
we can make it happen.
please take our advice.
Yeah.
We've seen things go really, really bad.
Yeah.
And we're trying to help you legally. And, you know, that's what you need to do. You need to make it above board. And, you know, shaking someone's hand and saying, I promise I'll be good, can sometimes backfire.
Yeah, a lot of what we do for you is prevention. You know, just trying to keep bad things from happening. And if they don't, that's fine, you know, but precautions are always a good idea.
Always. We're looking out for your best interest, and we always want to protect you.
Yeah.
That's what our job is.
Yeah.
So anyway, when you're thinking about post-possession, we'll try to get you a nice contract written up for a lease back where everything's good and it's all above board and you're legal and you don't have to worry, God forbid, if something bad should happen.
Exactly.
So keep all that in mind when you're looking and you want post-possession. And, oh, they said it's okay. Listen to mom and dad. Mom and dad are here to help you. We know what can go bad. We've done hundreds of transactions, hundreds and hundreds. Believe me, we know. So that's our little info for the day. So if you want to talk about post-possession, we'll make it happen, but do it in a way that protects you. Protects both parties.
That's our tip of the day. If you want more tips, the place to go is pickle411.com. That is our free information site. Whether you're a buyer, seller, or somewhere in between, there is something waiting for you that will amaze and astound you and tickle your funny bone.
There you go.
All free.
All free. Take care.
Restaurants.
Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.